and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. LCBO says some customer information leaked via third-party data breach. Kids overdosing is a public health emergency, Canadian pediatricians say. 3-alarm fire destroys section of Oshawa Transit Depot, damages buses. Police recover nearly $3 million worth of stolen vehicles in GTA theft ring investigation. NDP broadens Greenbelt complaint to Integrity Commissioner in light of damning AG report. One man dead after head-on collision in Hamilton. Doctor accused of sexually assaulting nurse at Bowmanville Clinic. These were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. One person has died following a head-on collision between a small passenger vehicle and a delivery truck in Hamilton. Ontario Provincial Police said it happened on Highway 6 between Fulton Road and Concession 12 East at around 8:20 a.m. The 57-year-old Hamilton man who was driving the passenger vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene, OPP said. There was no one else in his vehicle. The driver of the delivery truck sustained minor injuries. We have been speaking to witnesses, Schmidt said. If there are any other witnesses that may have seen the collision take place around 8:20 this morning, please call the Burlington OPP. He said the highway is expected to be closed in the area for several hours as OPP investigate and motorists are being advised to avoid the area. Ontario NDP leader Mary Stiles is asking the province's Integrity Commissioner to consider within his Greenbelt investigation the Premier and government staffers' reported use of personal phones and emails. Stiles' request comes in the wake of last week's scathing Auditor General's report into the government's decision to open up protected Greenbelt lands to housing development. Auditor General Bonnie Lysyk found that the process of selecting the 15 specific sites was not transparent, with all but one suggested by Housing Minister Steve Clark's Chief of Staff, who was given packages at an industry event by two key developers. Lysyk also found that political staff received emails from lobbyists on their personal accounts, sometimes forwarded emails from their government accounts to personal ones contrary to public service guidelines, and were regularly deleting emails contrary to the rules. Stiles is also asking the Integrity Commissioner to be aware of a global news report that suggests Premier Doug Ford is using his personal cell phone for government business. The Integrity Commissioner's Greenbelt ethics investigation is into Clark, not Ford, but Stiles says communications between Ford and Clark are relevant, so she wants to ensure any relevant records on Ford's personal phone are disclosed. Police have recovered nearly $3 million worth of stolen vehicles and laid more than 80 charges after dismantling a theft ring in York Region. The investigation began in May, officials said in a news release issued Wednesday. 3 suspects were identified and 8 search warrants were executed. During the course of the investigation, 31 stolen vehicles valued at about $2.8 million were recovered. Officers also seized about $30,000 in cash, as well as police scanner devices, key reprogrammers, and more than 100 master keys. The 3 suspects identified as Richmond Hill residents Ranveer Safi, 24, Kuljit Singh Sivia, 23, and Brampton resident Jasmine Pannu, 21, are facing 83 charges in total. The alleged offences include theft of a motor vehicle, possession of property obtained by crime, and trafficking in property obtained by the crime. Police say that one of the accused was out on bail at the time for vehicle theft-related charges. They did not specify which suspect. The charges have not been proven in court. The investigation remains ongoing, police said in the news release. York Regional Police and our partners remain vigilant in our effort to locate and recover stolen vehicles and to identify the criminal groups behind the thefts. Police warned that it could take just a few minutes for a thief to steal a vehicle using an electronic device. The suspect just needs to connect the device to a port below the dashboard and program the vehicle to accept a new key. Investigators recommend parking in a locked garage and installing a lock on the data port to prevent thieves from gaining access. It took a crew of 35 firefighters about 5 hours to extinguish a large fire that broke out early Wednesday morning at a bus depot in Oshawa. Fire Chief Stephen Barkle told reporters at the scene that a call came in at about 2:20 a.m. from a worker at Durham Region Transit's Raleigh Depot who reported seeing heavy smoke and flame. Barkle said shortly after arriving at the scene at 710 Raleigh Avenue, which is south of Highway 401 and east of Farewell Street, the incident commander braided the industrial fire to 2 alarms, resulting in their complement being increased by 2 more firefighting apparatus. Not long after that, the fire was upgraded for a second time to 3 alarms and 2 more apparatuses were brought in, he said. The fire destroyed a 3-bay section of the structure and caused the roof deck of that building to collapse. An unknown number of buses were also damaged by the fire, and as a result, several routes have been impacted. A full list of changes can be found online. Firefighters remain on the scene at this time to monitor for any hot spots. Heavy machinery is also being brought in to pull apart the building as part of that effort, he said. It is not yet known exactly where the fire originated, and there is also no estimate available for the cost of the damages it caused. The Ontario Fire Marshal has been notified. Farewell Streets remains closed south of Bloor Street to Wentworth Street, and people are being asked to avoid the area. A new survey says an alarming number of kids aged 12 and older have been treated for drug overdoses in Canada. The Canadian Pediatric Surveillance Program says stimulants are the most commonly reported cause of severe or life-threatening overdoses, followed by sedatives and opioids. The report says drug overdoses are a public health emergency. It says fatal overdoses are the leading cause of death in children and teens between 10 and 18 years old in Western Canada, but also says the problem exists across the country with pediatric specialists in all 10 provinces reporting treating overdoses. British Columbia Children's Hospital pediatrician Dr. Matthew Carvana says the issue is even more concerning because the survey didn't capture kids and teens who may have overdosed but didn't seek pediatric care. In a release, Carvana says there's a great need for prevention and intervention strategies for children and youth in the ongoing overdose crisis. The study included survey responses from more than 1,000 pediatricians across Canada. The Liquor Control Board of Ontario says the personal data of some customers has been compromised in a data breach for the second time this year. The Provincial Crown Corporation said in a statement on Wednesday that it was informed an unauthorized party gained access to certain LCBO subscriber data on August 9th. The LCBO sends promotional emails through a third-party service provider named Conversion Digital. As a result, customers who signed up for those promotions may be impacted. The data breach primarily includes first names and email addresses. However, other information provided when signing up for promotional emails, including date of birth, postal code, aeroplan number, may also have been affected. The LCBO clarified that passwords and financial details, including credit and debit card information, were not involved in the leak. Since the liquor store's government agency, the LCBO say the Office of the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario has been notified. In January, a cybersecurity incident knocked out the LCBO's website and mobile app after an unauthorized party embedded malicious code on its website to obtain customer information. The LCBO is pausing promotional emails while a third-party investigation takes place. In the meantime, the Crown Corporation is asking customers to take extra caution with unsolicited emails containing links, attachments, or requests for financial information. A physician working in Durham Region has been charged with the sexual assault of colleague, police say. Feroz Barusha, 65, is facing 1 count of sexual assault after investigators with Durham Regional Police Service allege he inappropriately touched a colleague working at the same health clinic located at 222 King Street East in Bowmanville, Ontario. The colleague, a nurse, later reported to police that the physician had sexually assaulted them, a release issued by the service Wednesday said. Barucha has been released on an undertaking. The charges have not been proven in court. Investigators with Durham Police want to ensure there are no further victims and re-asking anyone with information about this incident or the accused to contact at 1-888-579-1520 extension 1613. Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.